Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Wednesday and you are at the drop.
Boom.
And yes, we are dropping truth and bringing life to
There
your
you go.
life, to our lives.
Yeah.
And we're just happy you guys are here again. And we hope and encourage you guys to continue to share with your friends, share with people that you think this would be encouraging
Yeah.
to. Cause,
Your dog, your cat,
know.
everybody.
Hey, my dog watches TV. He might. But no, it's we're on a great series right now.
Yeah.
Some great content about love.
Love matters
and
most.
How love matters
Yeah.
most, and it's just our last episode. Even for me, it was just great to talk about, and it's a great series to share with
Yeah.
people around you. So be
It
sure
really
you
is.
share you're
Yeah.
sharing it.
I think this is so good because I think as Jesus showed us, it's the key to everything.
Yeah.
It's the key to your life. It's
Yeah.
the key to your relationship. I'm even venturing to say it's the key to your business. It's the key to your ministry. It's the key to your finances. I mean, love encompasses everything. And Jesus said, if you love God, you love yourself and your neighbor, you don't have to worry about 635 laws of the Old Testament.
Thank God.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
He just
Yeah.
streamlined the whole
Yeah.
thing, and he said, love is what matters
Yeah,
most.
because I think that obviously he knew, but he understands the concept of what love really is.
Yeah.
And if we model our lives and we live our lives loving
Yeah.
God with everything, loving our ourselves in a healthy way, and
Yeah.
loving our neighbor as ourselves, that all these beautiful, wonderful things are going to surround our life
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
love produces good things.
Yeah.
Real love.
Exactly. And I think we said, God is love,
Yeah.
and love is acting in a way that's motivated to benefit the other person,
Yeah.
even at your own expense.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
today we want to talk about a little bit about the goals of love.
Goals of love.
Why should we
yes.
love somebody? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point here? Other than, I think I should, so I'm going to do it.
Well, I think I'm supposed to love my kids.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians, a letter written to the Corinthians, chapter 13, it talks a lot about what love is, the actions of love
Yeah.
and the motivation behind it. And I think this is going to be really cool. And we're going to go ahead and read it because really the bottom line is that nothing else matters. What really matters is love, the real heart love. The action that's motivated to benefit others at your own expense. And so he says, the first thing he says is, if I could speak all the languages on earth and even languages of angels,
Yeah.
but didn't love others, I would only be a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And so he's saying, it really doesn't matter
Right.
what you know
Right.
or what you say. What really matters is that you are truly motivated
Yeah.
to benefit other people.
Yeah. I love that analogy there. It's so funny to me because he's basically saying like, if I can do all these things that make me look amazing,
Yeah.
I can speak in, because to
Right.
me, I'm like, oh, you speak 3 languages? Wow,
Wow.
that's impressive.
Oh, you're a
I'm
great
like,
communicator.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
and he's saying like, if I do all of these things, but I don't have love, I'm just basically a noisy person that no one wants to hear. Because you think about a resounding gong or
Oh
a
my
clanging cymbal.
gosh.
All you
How
can say,
annoying.
yeah, is you want to plug your ears and be like, can someone please stop that?
Right,
And
yeah.
he's saying like, that's literally what I am if I don't have love. Nobody
right.
really is gonna want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
So
It's funny
always
because
like
there's a saying out there that most people know, but it says, people don't care how much you know
Yeah.
until they know how much you care.
Oh man,
And I think
that's so true.
I think that's what he's saying here.
Oh, yeah.
So the next one is he says, if I had the gift of prophecy, in other words, to speak into the future,
Yeah.
and if I understood all of God's secret plans, I mean that's up there, and possess all knowledge,
Wow.
and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I would be nothing.
I'm nothing. Yeah.
So now he's saying it doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter what you can do if it's not motivated
Yeah.
to benefit others,
Right.
then it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's good.
So one of the things that I get from here is that he's saying that love is above knowledge.
That's really good.
And we live in such an information age. We live
Yeah.
in such a knowledge-driven
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
And we truly reward people that are knowledgeable. And
Yeah.
to a certain extent, I understand that.
Right.
But on the other hand, we could be rewarding people that are knowledgeable, but the Bible says if you don't have love, you know, if your knowledge doesn't serve you to benefit others, then it's worthless.
Yeah. It's true.
And I think that where this is going is going to show us that all the mysteries of the world that I can utter,
Right.
all the amazing great things that I can do,
Yeah.
but if I don't have love, I think he's saying there's a prideful motivation behind all this.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't produce anything.
Yeah, because the opposite of love is really pride.
Yeah.
Because it's saying I want to do everything for me.
Uh-huh.
I want to do everything for myself.
Yes.
And love says I want to act in a way for others.
Yes.
You know, my focus
Exactly.
is not me.
Exactly.
It's God. It's
Yeah,
others.
right.
It's, you know, and
Yeah.
I mean, obviously within that,
Yeah.
I am caring for myself also because
yeah.
that is important. Self-care is important.
Yeah.
Mental health is important and all that. But I think that you hit that right on the nail, you
Yeah.
know, that he's basically saying all of these things are very much like, you know, and in our modern day, it's kind of like you were saying, like, okay, look at me. Look
Yeah.
what I can do.
Yeah, look
You
how
know,
awesome I
Look
am.
at how much I know. Look at
Yes.
how much I can, you know, perform and do. But if there's not love there,
Exactly.
it's meaningless.
It's an action that looks like the right action,
But
with the wrong motivation.
yeah.
The motivation is to exalt myself
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
versus the true love
Yeah.
seeks the benefit of the other people.
Yeah. And I think that's really good that you brought that up because those things aren't bad.
No,
You know,
exactly.
knowledge, intelligence, you
Yeah.
know, doing great things,
Yeah.
being a great person, you know, all of that is
Yeah.
obviously something I believe God wants for all
Sure.
of us. But I think the motivation behind it is
Yeah.
what makes it
Yeah.
all the difference. Yeah.
I can think of a story in the Bible
Mm.
where these people or this person in particular went up to be with Jesus or whatever, went up to heaven. And the story goes that the guy got there and he said, I'm here, you know? And Jesus said, I'm sorry, who are you? And he said, I'm so and so. And I'm paraphrasing and taking a little liberty here. But Jesus said to him, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And he's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you don't know me?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
did
you
all
remember
these
all the
things.
miracles that I did for
Right,
you? I mean, I cast out demons
Yeah.
and I healed people and I got,
In your name, and
millions
this and
saved
that.
in your
Mhm,
name.
mhm.
And here's the thing that really impresses me. Jesus said, I'm sorry, but I don't know you.
Oof.
And I thought, whoa, wait a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute. So kind of the question is,
Yeah.
he did all those things apparently to exalt himself. He didn't do it because he really loved people and loved
Love
God.
God. Love Jesus.
Because he's saying, hey, look at, here's the next verse. He says, if I gave everything I have to the poor, verse 3, and
Yeah.
even sacrifice my body, I could boast about it, but if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. And so, again,
Yeah.
going back to the core
The
motivation.
motivation behind it.
of-
Yeah. it's
so
important.
the goal is not to puff ourselves up, or the goal is not to prop ourselves up,
Yeah.
but the goal is to benefit other people.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think
good.
that it's possible to do a good thing with the wrong motivation.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. It's funny because, you know, and I talked about this in the last episode, but it's just so relatable to where I'm at right now, having kids, you know, and the older your kids get, obviously, the more you see their personhood, you know,
Yes.
their
Personality,
little tendencies and their
temperament.
little things. And so we have one one of our kids that, you know, she's in this stage where she'll do things I notice, but there's a motivation behind it that's very self-gaining. You know, like she'll
Ulterior
oh
motive.
yes, and she tries to be real like suave about it and like kind of like, oh, you know, and she'll make a suggestion to the other sibling, you know,
Right,
like,
right.
oh, don't you want da 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 da,
Right,
and
right.
it's because she wants it,
Of
but
course.
the sibling has it and she wants to get some.
Right,
And
right.
so I've caught her many times right in the middle of it, and I'll give her a look, and I won't say her name.
I
but
know
I'll-
who she is.
Yeah, I know you know because you're her grandpa. I'll
Yeah.
look at her, and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse me.
And she's like, what? And I'm like, don't you take advantage
Yeah.
of your sister's generosity.
There you go. There
You know,
go.
what's the motive behind
Right.
what you're doing here?
Yeah.
Is it to be kind and sweet and sharing, or
Yeah.
is it to take for yourself?
Exactly.
You know, and so we're trying
Yeah.
to help her process that because that's a tendency, and I think we all have those tendencies at some
Oh, yeah.
point, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
but the motive behind it, you can sense someone's motive.
Of course, of course.
You know,
You could.
at
you
least
could see
I
it.
can.
No, you can see it. You can pick it up,
Yeah.
and you realize there's just certain tonality to it.
Yeah.
There's certain,
Yeah.
you know, feeling to it.
Like a,
you know,
for lack of
like
a
a
better word, like a
vibe.
vibe, an aura
Yeah.
behind it. You're like,
You can-
But then there's people that you'll, and like I can think of, you know, like two individuals that go to our church, and their brothers, Pablo and Raul.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just they're so giving, and
Yeah.
they're so
Yeah.
like, and then but when they say to you like, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
And like it's just such this genuine
It's authentic.
feeling
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
I'll set myself aside right now and,
Yeah.
and I'll do whatever you need.
Yeah. No,
you know?
those guys are amazing. Yeah.
And it benefits them, but it benefits the
Of
people
course.
they do it
Benefits
for.
the whole
but
community.
you can tell that they don't do it for
Yeah.
them.
With ulterior
You know what I
motive.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I think that part of what he's saying here is that your conviction or your belief system has to go beyond yourself
Yeah, that's really good.
in
So
order for
good.
it to be love. And I
Yeah.
think that we again we live in a culture where we are so mesmerized with
Mm-hmm.
people that know so much or people that have accomplished so much. And again, I think the Bible is also saying it is possible to accomplish great things with the right motivation.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, totally.
and obviously that's the goal. The goal is to benefit people.
Yeah.
You know, the goal is to empower people, make people
Mm-hmm.
better as a result of your action. And I think that he even says, "Hey, it doesn't matter what I give.
Yeah.
I can give my body to be burned,
Yeah.
but if I do it with the motivation to exalt myself, then it doesn't count.
Yeah.
It doesn't count."
I have a question for you, and I know it's not in our notes, but I just thought about it. What would you say, like, what are some practical things that an individual could do that maybe has a hard time with, like, with the pride versus the love motive? You know, like, I think there's some people that it could be convictions, it could be personalities, it could be motive. I think it could be
Okay.
a lot of mixture of things that maybe their tendency is like, me first.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's other people that their tendency naturally is like, oh, everyone else first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe somebody who might be listening that might say, you know what, I think I struggle with that. What are
Yeah.
some practical things that you would suggest that they could do? Obviously, besides surrendering that part of their heart to God.
Yeah, yeah,
which
that's
is
a good start.
The first part, love God and let God's love transform you
That's a
there.
good start. That's a good start.
You know, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I think when it comes to the practical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy.
well, yeah.
Okay, it's simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy. And I think that if you're truly going to learn to love people, and you know the challenge is that I have a tendency to think about myself first. I think that you're going to have to make a conscious decision to choose sacrifice, and that's a hard choice
Yeah.
for the person that chooses to please themselves first is the go-to, and different people do it for different reason. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
it's
right.
not a psychology course here today, but people do it for different reason. Maybe they felt unfulfilled in their childhood. Maybe they felt not counted or not valued, and so on and so forth. So people are trying to regain that normality in their life, and yet Christ says, "Love your neighbor as yourself." So that person is going to be challenged
Yeah,
because
that's
the
good.
love that they have for themselves is still being recovered to get to a normal level. So that person, if it's a person that's aware, then that person would have to say, you know what? I'm just gonna have to do this, even though I don't like it.
Sure.
Even though it's gonna feel uncomfortable,
Right, right.
I'm gonna have to start doing this
Yeah.
because this is what's going to produce something different in me
That's
and
good.
something different in my relationships.
That's good.
And I think that we all go through some of that to
Yeah.
some extent.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can think of things that
It's not always easy.
I do in the house to
Yeah.
help your mom that it's not pleasant. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
It's not your first choice.
No, it's not even my second choice.
You're like, no, I don't want to do it.
It's not even my second choice.
But I have to do
Okay,
it.
I'll give you an example. Real quick, I'll give you an example. We bought a new lamp for the dining room because she wanted to change the lamp in the
Yes,
dining room.
yes.
And so we went shopping, we picked it out, and then she said, "Do you think you could install it for me?" And I'm like, "Well, you know," and we had company coming. We had company, and she said, "Can you do this before the company comes?" And it was like 3 days, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm like, "Oh man, okay, it's too short to call somebody." So I said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah.
I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it, but I did it. And let me tell you something. It was hard. I made 3 mistakes that I had to take the lamp down 3 times and put it back
Oh my
up and all
gosh.
this
I
and
think I was there for the end of it.
you were. You helped me at the end. Hold this so that I
Yeah.
can do this again.
Yeah.
You know, and so I finished it. I did it. My back hurt for like 3 days.
You should have called me. I love doing things
I
like
know.
that.
And there's a couple guys in church that said, "Pastor, don't you ever do that without me again." So anyhow, but I did it
great.
for her,
Of course. Even though
even though it's not my thing.
you didn't want to do it.
You know, I'm not a mechanical person.
Yeah.
It's not my thing, but it's like, but you have to choose love,
Yeah, of course.
you know, in
Yeah,
order
that's
to
good.
benefit the other person.
Yeah.
And so,
That's really
but it's
good.
hard. It's hard to do it because
Yeah.
it requires sacrifice on
Yeah,
your part.
that's good.
And
That's
and
really
you
good.
choose sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not a picnic.
No, yeah.
So anyhow, you know, you grow in that process.
Yeah,
But I think that it's important for friends or spouses or siblings or parents to have some type of feedback, some type of maybe not reward in a material way, but some type of emotional reward or some type of feedback when we see someone sacrificing themselves on our behalf. So, you know, either sit them down and say, "Hey, what you did meant the world to me because it this and this and then whatever," or "Hey,
That's really good.
you did this and it like wow, it just kind of changed
Because
how I
that's kind
felt."
of helping them see the benefits of
And that's
the intentionality that they're showing
and that's how it has also an impact on
on
them.
them. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
That's really, really good.
So,
Yeah.
so you know, I think that when you love someone, friend, spouse, children, whatever, you really gain ground.
Yeah.
You really grow. You really change, and the relationship improves, and you make progress in the
Yeah.
relationship.
That's so good.
And we all advance as human beings.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. That's really good. Yeah. It's interesting because, you know, as you grow, I feel like I'm having to really help my children understand like what real love is, you
Yeah.
know, and because
Yeah.
the human nature is the natural tendency is me,
Right?
you know, me first, my
Of
candy,
course.
my things, my this, my that.
Sure.
And so I'm like, well, I don't want to raise, you know, people who are selfish, you
Right,
know?
right.
And so sometimes I'm like, you know what? Every day you're going to do something nice for your sister. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you like it. You're going to do it, you know? And, you know, and I'm like, if you're not
And
going to
you-
choose it on your own, I'm going to force it on you.
And you're
you
going to
know?
do it with love.
And you're going to have a good heart, you know? You know, sometimes it
Yeah.
helps, you know.
Oh,
but
yeah, oh,
anyway,
yeah.
So, but that was all really good. I like
Yeah.
that. That's gonna
Yeah,
help
but
me.
I mean, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to start with that choice.
Yes.
You know, I choose to love.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm going to learn how to do this because
Right.
it's an art.
Yeah.
It's an art,
No,
and it
for
has
sure.
to do with, you know, with your
Yeah.
behavior and all that thing. But
Yeah.
but I think Jesus hit it on the head and he said, nothing else really matters,
Yeah.
you know. And if you
Yeah.
want a good marriage that's gonna grow
Mm-hmm.
and develop throughout the years, you've got to choose love.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
is what matters the most.
Yeah.
With your children, you want good relationship with the children, you have to choose love.
Yeah.
And those are hard choices, you know.
Oh yeah.
But that's how we demonstrate to other people, hey, I really love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's by making those choices.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think
Yeah.
as we, you know, I know when I remember and I remind myself of like how many times God chooses to love me.
Yeah.
You know, how much love he gives me, how
Exactly.
much he really, and I can feel his love, you know,
Yeah.
I've experienced it, and
Yeah.
it's something that literally just never ends.
Yeah.
You know, his love never stops.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right. Yeah.
there's not a time where he's like, I just need a break from
yeah,
loving
yeah.
you.
I hold on, I can't love you for a while.
You know, like it drained me, and you know, because sometimes I feel that way
Of
with
course.
certain relationships.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you know, I just need a break from
Yeah.
because this individual's drained me dry, and
Yeah.
you know. But when I think about how deep his love is for me, not that there shouldn't be boundaries to create
Of course.
healthy relationships.
Exactly.
But
Good
you
point,
know,
good point.
love is something that he freely gives us.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and we can go to him
Exactly.
to fill ourselves with
Yeah.
that love so that we can give to others.
Absolutely.
You know, but yeah, healthy boundaries are important.
Yeah, very good point to bring out.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom line of today is that, you know, real love has a motivating factor to benefit other people.
Yeah, that's very good.
And, you know, we can do good things,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to really matter if we have the right motivation.
Right. That's
You
right.
know, but we can do all the good things, all the right things,
Mm-hmm.
and have the wrong motivation, and they're not going to produce any real long-term impact
Yeah. That's
in
true.
the life of those around us.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I hope this is helpful. I
Yeah.
hope practically it helps you. And
Yeah,
he-
it's good for
here's
me today.
hey, here you left an assignment last time.
Uh-huh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna leave one today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, go home, go throughout your week, and sacrifice for somebody. Do something that's going to take you out of your comfort zone.
That's good.
Do something that's going to benefit others, even at your own expense.
That's really
And then think about how do I feel about this?
Mm-hmm.
How does this impact me?
Yeah.
You know, versus the other person.
That's
and I think
good.
you're gonna experience some good things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some good feelings.
That's some good homework.
But anyhow, so here we are at the dropping truth and bringing life. Thank you for hanging out with us for
Yes.
another episode. We love you,
Yep.
and we hope that what we're sharing with you is helpful.
Oh yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So we'll see you guys here next week for more
the
great
drop.
content. See you
Yeah.
next week.